A.T. Mitchell looking to use violence interrupter programs to prevent shootings before they happen. News 12's Phil Tate spoke one-on-one with the gun czar about how he plans to crack down on gun crimes citywide.
A.T. Mitchell, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How you doing? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. We are here outside of Man Up in East New York, and you've been helping to keep this area safe for so long. Tell me, why did you get involved in this work?
I got involved because I'm from East New York. You know, I love East New York. It's a beautiful community in Brooklyn. I grew up out here, and so it's something that it was in my blood.
Gotcha, I love it. Let's take a little walk down East New York. You know, there unfortunately has been much fear and frustration when it comes to New Yorkers' safety. How are you hoping to alleviate, some of their concerns?
Well, I'm looking to hopefully alleviate some of the concerns by getting the community involved. You know, my position in this equation is to represent the community. I really feel strong about the community's involvement in driving down crime. You know, at the end of the day, the people out here, live out here, it's an issue that we're going to have to solve together with the city.
And A.T., I mean, New Yorkers want deliverables. You're the city's new gun violence czar, leading this task force, co-chair. How exactly are New Yorkers going to be able to track the effectiveness of this task force?
Well, it's going to be a day by day. Right now, as you know it, we are behind the eight ball, so to speak. It's a violent time. And so we're looking just to put a lot of hard work in there. And every time we get progress, we're going to report to the community, to the city at large. But it's a day by day, one of those kind of fights.
How often are y'all meeting, and what exactly is being discussed?
So the conversation is about how do we collectively as a city reduce the violence? What are the resources that each agency may have at their disposal that they can dedicate to these communities that we're focusing on.
And A.T., what immediate plans do you have for this summer? According to the NYPD, they said already since the start of the year that we've already seen over 550 shootings.
Our immediate plans is just to keep our heads down and keep doing the work. You know, we are part of a collective citywide body of people who have been at work, and I don't want to take away from the hard work that's already been done. Unfortunately, there are going to be incidences that's out of our control, and we can't get, so much distracted by it.
And these shooting incidents, they don't discriminate. We're seeing kids fall victim to violence. Just last month, A.T, just 11 years old. Why are we seeing such young people involved in this violence, and where exactly is it stemming from?
Well, I mean, as you mentioned, the victims and also the perpetrators are getting younger and younger. And so, again, we're focusing on the prevention part of it. How do we get in front of it? So that's why we're doing this task force. That's why we're working with the schools and the chancellors and others to make sure that we go into the schools and into the neighborhoods and work with the young people as early as we possibly can.
You brought up a great topic, schools, because we're also seeing violence in our schools. The New York City Safety Coalition saying that since the start of the school year that they've already found 24 guns. I mean, it's pretty scary. How exactly do we keep our kids safe?
Again, I'm going to stick to the community. I think that we as a neighborhood, what happens in the schools are a microcosm of what's going on in the area. There's reasons why these young people are bringing these weapons to school. We need to get at the cause of it. What's at the bottom of it all? Are they afraid? Are they feel unsafe? And if that's the case, we need to be able to make them feel safe and feel comfortable like they can go to school to learn. That's our ultimate goal.
You keep saying, as we continue to talk, community. A major part of your role as the gun violence czar is preventing shooting incidents before they take place. Now, what does this look like? What steps are going to be taken to actually reach communities?
So, the good part about it is now that the community is at the table. And so by going in there and developing a bond and a working relationship, from which I already have with most of the city, is really the beginning. Making touch points with people who are in the heart of the area, the matter, where it's happening, the worst, of course, of where the gun violence is taking place.
You're now leading the city as the gun violence czar, but do you think you can make a difference?
I, by myself, there's no I in team. And so I'm just a member of a team. My goal has always been to build team. And so I'm going to be an example of change. I'm going to do the job that I have been tasked to do. I'm going to give my 100%. But I'm going to be looking for every other New Yorker to do its part.
All right, our Phil Tate is here with us tonight to give us a deeper look at that candid one-on-one conversation with the city's new gun czar. Phil, great conversation there, and addressing gun violence here in our city. It's a tall order for just one person. Did A.T. Mitchell kind of give you any indication on who he plans to work with to achieve his goals?
Yeah, well, Kurt, A.T. Mitchell said moments ago that there's no I in team, but he is willing to get it done collectively. Now, while there's been much talk about him being formally incarcerated, he says you have to be relatable to those you hope to reach. That's all a part of the crisis management system, which aims to have credible messengers and violence interrupters.
Okay, Phil, but he does talk a lot about the community getting involved there. So what does he say, regular New Yorkers, what can they do right now to help?
Kurt, Mitchell says anyone can pitch in to help provide basic resources. Some are just helping with job trainings, vocational certifications, and resume writing, even getting proper IDs and documentation. If the community is engaged and has access to more opportunities, it's a solution to a bigger issue.